good morning to all the dignitaries, my colleagues and all the students present over here. As we all know that today we all are here for a very important workshop on the topic of future on finance. So, I would like to welcome our honorable chief guest, Mr. Kamal Chhabra, the CEO of KCGLOBED, and also welcoming our honorable director sir, Dr. Abhinna Bakshi Bhatnagar, Dean, Dr. Vibha Singh, our HOD, Mr. Somesh sir, and all the students here. So now, to know more about the workshop, I would like to call our director sir to share some knowledge on the future of finance with you all. So please.
Good morning to all. First of all, on behalf of IIMT College of Management, I welcome our prestigious guest, Chhabra sir. Before coming to this seminar hall, we were sitting here and I requested him that we have a BBA students as a target audience. So sir will definitely going to tell you about the main domains of the finance and what are the emerging areas where you can pursue your career in the finance. So welcome sir. Apart from that, I also welcome the Dean of Bachelor of Business Administration, Dr. Vibha Singh, HOD Somesh sir, all faculty members and my dear students. This is a very important activity because with your academic curriculum you should know something about emerging issues, trends, what are developing in the finance. The word finance is a very big domain. Here, sir will explain you all major tracks, equity research about banking, non-banking, NBFCs, retail banking, and number of things which you can see that you can pursue your careers. So this workshop is going to be a big help for you, and definitely I really express my vote of thanks to all the organizers who arranged this. Due to the shortage of time, sir, really excuse me, I am not able to attend the whole workshop because it is my area, finance and accounting is my area, so definitely I love to sit and listen. So once again, students, I just take your 5 minutes because you know there is the word corporate finance. So the workshop is on finance. Can anybody tell me the meaning of corporate? Because unless and until if you don't know the corporate, because nowadays everything when we are talking that's corporate finance. आप में से जो भी अगर कॉर्पोरेट की डेफिनेशन आके यहाँ बोलता है एक लाइन में, विभा मैडम उसको इंटरनल मार्क्स में हर पेपर में 5-5 नंबर दे दीजिएगा. अगर उसके 20 है तो उसको 25 कर दीजिएगा. Please. Anybody can come and tell me the word meaning. Nobody will use their Google. Nobody will do Google. Don't use your mobile phones. Corporate. Yes, please come. Not a single student. What do you mean by corporate? Please come and tell me this because the whole story is based on this. Nobody? Please, my dear. Madam, first year, second year, third year, तीनों है? First year
First year and third year.
Oh, third year is there then. Third year students. Sir will ask so many questions to you. Don't worry. But I don't want any bookish language here. I want simple definition. Simple. What do you mean by corporate? Okay. The corporate means the separation between the ownership and the management. So, sir will tell you that how the finance, what are the emerging trends in the corporate finance, that's very, very important. So, it's not a sole proprietor or it's not a thing. Corporate is a very important term and you should know this definition, separation between the ownership and the management. Owners are the shareholders, main stakeholders. Management may be your professionals, maybe your employees. ये चीज आपको आनी चाहिए. Thank you very much, sir.
About myself, I'm Kamal Chhabra. By qualification, I'm Indian Chartered Accountant as well as US CPA. Have around like 18-year experience working across the globe with more than 50 MNCs. Now it's been like 2.5 years. We started this our own venture in the name of KCGLOBED, where we teach US CPA, CMA, Enroll Agent, and a couple of other professional courses. and I'm glad and delighted for the invitation to share my thoughts on future of finance. So I know like you guys are like most of BBA student, right? So you all are from commerce background, I believe. So maybe during this session, I might be interacting with you to make this session more interactive, like rather than just I'm speaking from one end and you guys are listening. It's always good to have like two-way interaction. But one thing before we get started into this PPT, one thing I request to each one of you, this will be a quite informative session for each one of you. So it will be great if you guys can make the notes. I'll be sharing a lot of tools and tips which will be helpful to each one of you during your graduation and most importantly after your graduation, especially for your internship, especially for looking at the courses in addition to BBA you can do, especially for the opportunities available in the market and especially the companies which you can look for the opportunity alongside with the BBA for your internship and after the BBA for your job. So do you guys have like notepad or pen ready with you? I know it's not expected to be a classroom, but you know, being a teacher, raha nahi jata. Right? Yeah, so nice of you. Cool. Let me know once you are ready with the notepad and pen. Yeah. Cool. Ready? Can someone switch off this one? You like me? Sir. Flash off of camera. Is it visible to each one of you at the back? Or maybe you guys can come in front. Yeah, there are a couple of seats available. You guys can come in front. There are a couple of seats available.
Those who are sitting at the back.
Yeah, I know.
Forward.
Like it's hard to see. Is it visible to each one of you at the back? और सब मेरी तरह बैक बेंचर हैं, कुछ भी बोल दो, सुनना तो है नहीं, right? आ जाओ यार, आगे आ जाओ. Come. So like you know, like I know it seems like I have white ears, but not that much old. Right? Yeah. आ जाओ. Come in front. Yeah, I know teachers बुरे होते हैं, चिंता मत करो, इतने भी बुरे नहीं हैं. Is it visible to each one of you at the back? Okay. Right. So in this session, we're gonna discuss a couple of things. One is like future of finance, which is like main thing. And in this topic, we'll be discussing what all domain as a BBA student we have, and we can look for the opportunities. Right. Second important thing will be touch base on the required skill set which we need to develop alongside with our BBA. I know like college and university is making a lot of efforts to building those skill set, but you know we need to take like charge of our own vehicle, you know. Like how many of you drive? कितने लोग गाड़ी चलाते हैं ना? तो जब गाड़ी तुम लोग चलाते हो तो हैंडल किसके हाथ में देते हो? अपने पास रखते हो या पड़ोसी को दे देते हो? खुद चलाने में मजा आता है ना, राइट? सेम वे यू आर द ड्राइवर ऑफ योर फ्यूचर एज वेल, राइट? सो अपना स्टीयरिंग अपने हाथ में रखना है, राइट? दैट्स मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. अदरवाइज किसी और के हाथ में दे दिया तो फिर गए, राइट? Same thing. So I'll be telling you the required skill set you might be need alongside with your graduation you need to develop. And last and most important thing, which is like crux of this session, is the tools, tips, and the resources. How many of you wants to do job after the BBA? कितने लोग जॉब करना चाहते हैं? कोई भी नहीं? BBA किस लिए कर रहे हैं? Or you want to do business? अच्छा चलो ये बता दो. Business कितना लोग करना चाहते हैं? Okay, most of you. Okay, so I can see almost like 30 to 40% people would be interested in doing business. तुमने सोचा नहीं होगा फ्यूचर ऑफ फाइनेंस बताने आए हैं सर, ये बिजनेस और नौकरी की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं, राइट? ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? लाइक हमारे जैसे गेस्ट लेक्चर को या इंडस्ट्री स्पेशलिस्ट को बुलाने का मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव ये, यू गेट एन इनसाइट ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री. इंडस्ट्री में चल क्या रहा है, right? Whether you want to do a job or you want to get into your own business, right? So here in the tools and tips, I'll be sharing a lot of tools and tips which will be helping you in doing your own business as well, right? It's not only about like job prospective, but we'll be sharing a lot of insight how you can develop your own business in the finance domain as well as in any other domains, and what all things which are freely available to each one of you, but we don't have awareness and we don't have knowledge how to avail those benefits, right? So we'll be discussing those. And lastly, we'll be having a Q&A session. So that would be your part, right? So first two things would be my side, I'll be imparting, but last session is from your side, right? I would expect like some good question from your side on anything, on the future of finance or anything relating to finance domain or anything which we'll be discussing next 1 hour in this session, right? So you guys are ready with your notepad and pen? Yes, sir. सच में? पीछे वाले भी? I can't see. पीछे वाले? Oh my God, mobile. Okay. Okay. अच्छा ये बताओ, how many of you use like Google? Almost all? अच्छा मुझे लगता है मैं ही सबसे बड़ा यूजर हूँ. Okay. How many of you are on Instagram? Okay, most of us. Okay. How many of you are on Snapchat? Okay. कोई Facebook पे भी बचा है? अच्छा अभी है Facebook पे. ऑर्कुट पे तो कोई नहीं होगा. ऑर्कुट सुना भी है किसी ने? नहीं सुना ना? Okay. अच्छा, how many of you have laptops? अच्छा, HP, Lenovo, Dell, Apple. अच्छा, अब पता चलेगा थोड़ी देर में why I have asked so many questions to you. As in when we get into it, so you get to know why I am asking this question to you, so that you can understand in a day how much your life is being influenced by the company. And how many of you are on Netflix? Okay, Amazon Prime? Okay. Okay, you get to know why I am asking this question to you in some time, right? Let's jump into it. First and the foremost important thing, future of finance. Like most of the time, when, you know, in my age, when student was studying like BBA, right? Or maybe BCom or any such commerce graduation, we will be studying majorly for doing the job. Right? I'm glad to know like 30 to 35% of you are being interested in building your own business. So here, we'll be discussing what are the opportunities in finance domain available for the job, as well as you can set up your own business, right? And more important thing, I would love to know from each one of you who wants to do business. Do you want to do business in India or outside India? How many of you are interested in international business? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. How many of you are being interested in job in India or abroad? US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, Ireland, Oman, Muscat, कुछ तो चल रहा है, right? अपने relatives और known की याद आ रही है कौन-कौन कहाँ-कहाँ रहता है, right? So that I can approach for the job. And objective is just not to know about like finance and BBA. Objective is to know more about the opportunities available in the local market as well as international market, right? I'm glad you guys have already some sense of awareness of this local market and global market, so you can differentiate, yes, I want to do the job in India, or I wanted to do job internationally, or I wanted to set up a business in India, or I wanted to set up a business internationally, right? So here, if you see from the job side or maybe in business side, what all domains as a BBA student we can think of? Like how many domains like you generally have an idea? Like anyone would like to share, like what all domains you feel after the BBA you have in your mind which you can think of doing either job or maybe like business? Maybe any one or two can answer. Yes, no? Okay, what all subject you are studying in your BBA? Subjects तो पता होंगे? Management. हाँ, management. What else? Accounts. Accounts. What else? Law. What else? Economics. Huh? Economics. What else? Huh?
Organizational behavior.
Organizational behavior. What else?
Business organization and ethics.
Ethics. What else? And do you know like why you are studying accounts, why you are studying finance, why you are studying organizational behavior, why you are studying economics, why you are studying ethics? Any idea? Like why? Teachers को वही पढ़ाने आता है इसलिए आगे पढ़ा देते हैं या कोई और reason है? Right. So we need to give a like bigger picture. We need to give a thought to the bigger picture. Why we are like as a commerce student or as a BBA student, why they teach us all these accounts, finance, law, economics, organization structure, business, and all the stuff. Why they don't teach you like technical stuff? Why they don't teach you like engineering, electronics? The future of your, you can say, industry. That's the reason they are teaching you those specialized skill set, which is like accounting, finance, auditing, taxation, ethics, laws, compliance, right? So these are, if you see, the actual domains. You know, it's just the illustrative list of the domain in which like generally most of the finance or BBA students work in future. So first one, if I say audit and attestation. So audit and attestation, have you heard about the company like PwC, EY, KPMG, Deloitte, Grant Thornton, Video, Mazar, any such company you guys have heard about? Yes, no? एक ने भी नहीं सुना, किसी ने तो सुना होगा, किसने? Any one of you heard about this company? Have you heard about this term, Big Four? अभी तो बहुत कुछ जानने की जरूरत है, बाहर निकलो नेटफ्लिक्स से, right? Because like you, like I said, you need to be the driver of your career, right? If you give the steering to the hands of other, then उसकी मर्जी जहाँ ले जाएगा, right? So most important thing for you guys to understand what are domains available, what are the industries, and what are the companies, so that you can narrow down your search for future and to build your career accordingly, right? Have you heard about goal setting? कुछ पढ़ाते हैं BBA में goal setting या goals क्या होते हैं या otherwise कुछ goal setting के बारे में किसी को knowledge है? क्या होता है goal setting? Any idea? Yes? People from bench bank? Back bench? Any idea what is goal setting? ओ सर आपको पढ़ाने के लिए बुलाया था, आप हमसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो इसलिए थोड़ी बुलाया था, यही मन में फीलिंग्स आ रही है, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं। गोल सेटिंग क्या है बेसिकली, व्हाट डू यू वांट टू अचीव, राइट? बीबीए क्यों ज्वाइन किया, व्हाट डू यू वांट टू अचीव आउट ऑफ द बीबीए, राइट? आफ्टर बीबीए करना क्या चाहते हो, दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, राइट? दिस इज द राइट टाइम यू नीड टू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग, बिकॉज अभी अगर बीबीए हो जाएगा उसके बाद फिर क्या करोगे, देन फिर एमबीए की दौड़ में, राइट? फिर एमबीए हो जाएगा तो उसके बाद कौन सी दौड़ पकड़ोगे, राइट? So you need to be more focused. You need to have the clarity what you want to do and what you want to achieve out of your life, right? There are like many students come after their graduation, after their masters, after their even PhD, but they are still confused. I don't know what should I do, right? Because at that point of time, no college like this was there. We'll be inviting guest lecturers like us. We'll be sharing more insight what is being required for you to give a thought at this moment, so that you, on a timely basis, you can build your right career path, right? So here is a time for you guys to give a thought, what do you want to achieve after the BBA, right? So which company you want to join, which industry you want to join, which business you want to build, which country you want to get settled, right? अगर अभी नहीं सोचोगे तो फिर कब सोचोगे, ट्रेन निकल जाएगी, right? And अब थोड़ा philosophy हो रहा है क्या? Guys at the back, my friends, बोर तो नहीं हो रहे? Okay, so here are the thoughts. You can say here are the domains. As a BBA student, we can give a thought, right? Like you guys already been studying like accounts. Audit भी है? Do you study audit? Yes, no? Okay, so maybe like audit is also a domain for a business like BBA student where you can build your career. Maybe you can pursue parallelly certain courses like CPA is a good one, or maybe chartered accountant if you want to do alongside with your BBA. So then you get an authority to sign the financial statement, right? Second thing is finance and accounts. You all are studying finance accounts, right? So how many of you know how to make balance sheet? Pakka? How to make profit and loss account? कुछ ही लोगों को आता है, ये तो 11th 12th में पढ़ा होगा तुमने, ये नहीं पढ़ा? पढ़ा है नहीं पढ़ा? Okay, can anyone tell me what is financial statement? क्या होता है एक financial statement में? What are components we have in a financial statement? Have you heard about this term before? Financial statement? हाँ? हाँ या ना कुछ तो बोल दो? हाँ, तो क्या होता है financial statement में? What is in financial statement? What are the main component?
Profit and loss account.
Profit and loss, yes.
Balance sheet.
Balance sheet. What else?
Cash flow.
Cash flow statement. Yeah. What else?
Trend analysis. Trend analysis.
Trend analysis is not part of main financial
Trading
statement.
account.
Not.
Trial balance.
No.
Comparative.
Comparative. Financial statements are always be comparative.
Common size.
Huh?
Common size.
Have you heard notes to accounts? Have you heard accounting policies? Right? These are the 5 main components of a core financial statement. Your balance sheet, your income statement, your cash flow statement, your notes to account, and your accounting policy. Other than that, what all you are saying is being supplementary information to the financial statement, right? So when you are done with the BBA, so what you are looking for a domain in accounting and finance, maybe you can start with the like accounting interns, then you can start slowly and gradually growing to be the head of accounts and finance, right? In head of accounts and finance, your responsibility of the ensuring the compliance of the respective financial statement standard, right? For that, I know you are studying all these accounts in your BBA, but parallelly, you can think of doing a diploma like an IFRS diploma from UK-ACCA or maybe India's diploma from Institute of Chartered Accountant. That will be help you in building more deeper understanding in accounts domain. If you want to be, you can say head of accounts, or maybe like you want to build your career in accounting domain. Second is in the finance domain, right? What do you understand by finance domain? Like sir said, like more of like banking, financing, right? So you guys have some idea what is banking sector is, what is financing sector is. Have you heard about like asset management company?
Yes,
Have you heard about mutual funds? Right? कौन सी mutual fund companies हैं? Give me some name. LIC, वो तो इंश्योरेंस हो गई ना. Mutual funds. Huh? Muthoot Finance. So that's a NBFC. Any mutual fund company? So इतनी ads आती हैं पूरे दिन. Netflix में नहीं आती क्या mutual fund की ad? खाली हम टीवी वाले देखते रहते हैं पूरे दिन. Right? Mutual funds. Any company? Have you heard about? Which one? Aditya Birla? Sun Life? What else? HDFC Mutual Fund? ICICI Mutual Fund? Have you guys heard of? Sure? Right? And have you heard about like wealth management companies? Have you heard about this term before? Wealth management company? Investment banking? Have you heard about this term? Right? Have you heard about this term before? Investment banking?
yes, sir.
Right? So maybe like that's the reason I said open up your notebook and pen. Right? It will be an informative session for each one of you and will give you a lot of homework as well. And अभी homework कर लोगे तो life में आगे पछताना नहीं पड़ेगा, I'm telling you. Right? You need to select your domain in which you want to pursue your career. So I'm sharing those domains in which like industry absorb BBA student. Right? That's the reason of inviting people like me so that we can share the insight from the industry and which can help you in building your career path according to your interest. Because according to your interest, if you choose the domain right now and you can start working for your first year, second year or third year of BBA, then it will be more likely that you can do the internship in such company along with your BBA, right? And then there would be a higher opportunity for you to get jobs in such kind of industry in which you are actually interested. So that's the main objective why I'm sharing all these domains. So maybe after this session, please do the research on these industries and domain, especially like investment banking company. It's highly paid company, I'm telling you. So you can say after the doctor and lawyer. So this is one of the highest paying industry, which is called investment banking, and they hire a lot of BBA students every year. And you know, like BBA is common across the globe. So it's not like if you are a BBA in India, you cannot settle in different country, because like there also like accounting, debit and credit rules are same, right? There also the economics is same. Demand and supply. Have you heard about this term?
Yes, sir.
Demand and supply. As a equilibrium क्या होता है?
Demand cuts the supply curve at the point.
When demand cuts the supply curve, right? So why I am sharing, so I'll tell you what is equilibrium and why I share this concept here in this lecture. Next is business advisory. Have you heard about this term before? Business advisory. Have you heard about this term before? Business advisory. As a BBA student, we can also think of doing our internship in business advisory. Have you heard about mergers, acquisition? This term before? ये सब कुछ नया नया सा ही लग रहा है सर. हाँ, सुना है merger, acquisition? नहीं? अच्छा, how many of you are using Google, right? You said all of you are using Google, right? So merger, like anyone have any idea what is merger or what is acquisition, or no one? When a company is get together, that means two companies merge together is called merger. Like this is company A and this is company B, and they want to be a joint business and they can do the merger and be a one business. That is called merger, right? What is acquisition? When one company acquire the another company, that is called acquisition, right? So maybe after this class, you guys can go to the Google, right? So in the Google, company name is Alphabet, right? Have you heard about this? Company is Alphabet, so you can go to the Alphabet website, to the investor cell, and download the financial statement of Google. So financial statement of Alphabet. So one interesting thing you will find in a company like Google, Intel, Facebook, Amazon, General Motors, or any technologies company like Tesla, one thing very common you will find, they do a lot of acquisitions and merger every year. Now, can you guess like how many acquisition and merger Google do in a year? Any rough idea? Maybe any wild guess or any rough guess? Huh? Yeah? Someone says? 20 to 30? 200? Yeah? 10,000. ज़्यादा wild हो गया. Anyone of you can guess like how many acquisition or merger the company like Google, Intel, they will be doing? Okay, how many working days we have in a year, average?
360.
How many days we have in a year? 365. कितने Saturday, Sunday होते हैं? 52 Saturday and 52 Sunday, right? 100 दिन तो काट दो, बाकी छुट्टियां काट दो. Around 250 working days होंगे, approximate, right? So the company like Google do almost 500 to 600 acquisition in a year. That means at least 2 acquisition every day they are doing. If you look at their financial statement, what I'm saying, you know, like why I said so, open up your notebook and pen, whatever I'm saying, you can note it down and do your independent research, right? Go back, look at the Alphabet financial statement, you will see they are doing on an average 500 plus acquisition in a year. That means every day they are doing at least 2 mergers and acquisition. Similarly, there are so many companies like Intel, Facebook, Amazon, Flipkart, Walmart, and so many big companies, they do a lot of merger and acquisition. In that they require huge number of BBA students, right? And we people even do not have awareness that हाँ ये भी एक domain हो सकता है. And these all are highest paying domain. I'm telling you, these are highest paying domain. After this session, please do the research on the opportunities available in merger and acquisition domain. How many of you know Naukri.com? सुना है किसी ने? 4-5 लोग ही बोल रहे हैं. ऐसे times.com, timesjob.com नहीं सुना? Okay, Indeed, right? So आज क्या करना है? After this session जितना भी मैं बोलता जा रहा हूँ ना, उन सबको जाके you can go and cross check with the naukri.com, times.com, LinkedIn, job search, right? So you'll find what I'm saying is absolutely right. So in the merger and acquisition, how much opportunities are available each year? You can go back and check in the naukri.com. Then probably you will realize, yes, this is a great domain to build our career and we have not even think of it. Right? Next one is being budgeting and planning. So how any company actually run and why in a BBA it has been taught to us to make the financial statement, why it has been taught to us to make like comparative financial statement, variance analysis, ratio analysis. Are you guys studying ratio analysis, variance analysis? Are you guys studying it?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet, but ratio तो 12th में पढ़े होंगे, है ना? So right. So why actually we are like why school and colleges forcing us to study those things? Because there is a domain available that's called management information system reporting. So in the financing, in the budgeting and planning section, you will be making the financial budgets for the company, for different sector, for different segment, right? You'll be doing the planning. So this is also a great domain to build your career. Maybe try to look at, you can say job profile or job description in the naukri.com, timesjob.com or other, you can say Naukri related websites which you have access of, and see what are the job description, right? Then probably you will see those job description is actually timed to the curriculum which you are studying. That's the reason these teachers are teaching you those subjects. Not for the reason they studied it, so now they are teaching it. There are reasons to it why in BBA the curriculum has been made to make you industry ready. Right? Make sense? Are you guys with me? नींद तो नहीं आ रही? या सोने ही नहीं दे रहे सर? जागते रहो, घूम रहे हो? Okay. So next thing is over here is the last one. If you see, oh, I can't see it. Oh, this is compliances. So someone of you said you are being studying ethics, right? What exactly you are studying in ethics? Any idea? And why they are teaching you ethics? Any guess? Right? In all the big companies, why, like, do you remember the company like Netflix, right? YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Lenovo, Dell, HP, Facebook, Instagram, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, like PNB, all the banking industry, HDFC, ICI, right? These all big companies who are being listed on the respective stock exchange, they mandatory have to have a compliance officer. As per the security exchange law, they are mandatory have to have a compliance officer. So why they are teaching you ethics and compliance? So that you can build your career as a compliance officer after the BBA, right? So maybe just note it down. This is also a great, you can say, domain in which you can build your career after your BBA, right? Make sense? So far, so good. All the domains you guys have noted down. That's what I am assuming. You are noting it, but it's completely on you. So next thing is, like, after identifying all these domains, what next we need to do is our research in which domain we want to work and in which industry we actually want to work, right? First thing is, what you need to do as a research, right? After now, so far you understood what all domains available for a BBA student. Now next step for each one of you to do the research, right? First thing is you need to understand in which domain you want to work, right? In which domain you want to build your career in future. So for that, first thing you need to identify the target country. Whether you want to work in India, you want to work in US, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, in which country you want to work. So first of all, you need to identify that location where exactly you want to work. Second important thing is to identify the industry, target industry. Whether you want to work in finance industry, like a banking, right? Citibank, Yes Bank, HDFC, ICI, PNP, right? Any such banking industry. Do you want to work as an investment banker? Do you want to work as a wealth management company? Do you want to work in a asset management company? Or you want to work in automobile industry? You want to work in technology industry? Second important thing is for you to identify the industry in which you want to build your career. Third thing after that, first you identify the location, second you filter down the industry, then specific company in which you want to work. You know, when I was doing my graduation, I was being very keen to work with the big four companies, right? So I was always being interested in audit and finance domain, so I was always being looking at the companies like PwC, EY, KPMG, Deloitte, right? So you need to narrow down your search in which company probably you are looking for. Maybe like 2 companies, 3 companies, 4 companies. That to that extent, you need to narrow down your research, right? So once you reach to that level, the next thing is you need to identify the target profile, right? Desired profile, in which profile you want to work. Like whether you want to work in accounts domain, finance domain, audit domain, taxation domain, business advisory domain, all these domains, right? In that industry, you need to identify in which domain in that company you want to work. Next thing is required skill set. So how do you identify the required skill set? In almost all the big companies, they have the job listed on their portal, right? So you can go back to their career page and you can identify what are the skill set they required for such a particular opening. So now it's a time to build those skill sets, right? Alongside with your BBA study, you need to build those skill sets. In the next page, we'll be discussing more in detail about how you can build those skill sets as well. Next is gain more, like build the network around those companies, right? Maybe any of your family member might be working in that company, any of your friend or any of the college alumni might be working, right? Any of your, you can say social media network person, maybe on Instagram, maybe on LinkedIn or maybe on Facebook, right? Might be working. So try to build your network in that company so that you can get more insight of the company, you know, understanding more about the culture, more about the recruiting process and more about the working environment of the company is also very important. And then you can start looking at the technologies in which those companies are working. Are they using artificial intelligence, robotic process solution, machine learnings? And then if you are looking for a companies abroad, then what are the requirements for the work visa? So right, these all research probably you need to narrow down to look at the respective industry, respective company and respective profile which you want to build your, in which you want to build your career. So next thing is expectation setting. So this is also very, very important, you know, like when you start BBA, we have different expectation, but once we are done with the BBA and now we are going into the industry, then industry may have different expectation, right? How you matching up the expectation of the industry, right? This is the right time to build those skill set to match the expectation of the industry, right? For that, first is requirement of subject matter expertise. So, what are the expectations generally an industry have from a fresh BBA student? One is you should have like subject matter expertise, right? In which domain you want to build your career. If you are planning to build your career in accounting domain, do you know how to make the financial statement? Do you know how to make the journal entries? Do you know how to make the account reconciliation, right? If you are planning to build your career in domain of, let's say, merger and acquisition, do you know what is the merger? Do you know how to do the consolidation? Do you know like how to do the accounting of acquisition? Do you know what are the valuations? Do you know how to calculate the goodwill? Right? Those all things conceptually you need to build your understanding so that you can demonstrate, yes, you have theoretical knowledge about the subject matter for which you have applied for the job. Right? So as a fresher, none of the industry expect you have much practical experience. but the basic expectation is your presentation and communication skills and the theoretical technical knowledge as well. So whatever the domain you choose for yourself, make sure you have a good understanding about the subject matter, right? Second and most important thing is presentation and communication skills. Nowadays, it's a global world. So you will not be working just within the Noida, not be working just in the UP, you'll not be working just in Delhi NCR area. You might be dealing with across the globe, right? So whether maybe it's your peers, it's your team members, it's your boss, it's your vendor, it's your supplier, or it's your customer. So you might be dealing with the global, right? Gone those days when geography was the boundaries. Now geography is a history. To be very honest with you, in last 2 years in the pandemic, it has grown up like anything, right? So here is a more likely chances that you might be working with the international clients or international team members. So you should have a great communication and presentation skill. For that, you already need to start from yesterday. It's not today, it's already late, I'm telling you. So you should have been started yesterday. If not, then take it seriously. If your presentation and communication skills are not good, that means you are not ready for the industry for sure. Right? This is the basic stuff you need to make sure. Next thing is the culture and language. If you are planning to settle abroad, right? So try and understand what is the culture. Like the culture in India is totally different than the Western worlds, right? Whether it's in Europe market or in Australia, Canada, or US kind of market, you need to understand the culture at the early stage so that when you're planning to move over there, you can easily absorb and adjust in that culture. Otherwise, it will be a big shock, right? बहुत बार होता है, like people look for like international opportunities और वहाँ जाते हैं 2 महीने में 3 महीने में कहते हैं नहीं यार मुझे वापस इंडिया जाना है. I can show you like 1,000 cases. Even though in my teams when I was working with EY, so around like I was managing 430 plus team members, right? So from those 430 team members, we send around like 50 to 60 every year, and out of those 50 to 60, around 25 to 50, you can say 25 to 28 people come back to me after 3 months, sir, वापस बुला लो. Right? I'm telling you, it's a cultural difference. You need to get mentally prepared for it. What is being important is a mental model shift, right? Whatever you are doing, you should be mentally prepared for it. Otherwise, like you will suffer, right? So you need to make sure alongside with the BBA when you are planning for such kind of international opportunity to acclimatize yourself with their culture as well as language. And for US, Canada, Australia, it may not be difficult, but if you are planning to move to Europe, kind of things, right? So you need to understand the language, whether they are using French, whether they are using German, whether they are using like Spanish. So you need to build your capabilities and understanding around those languages as well. Next is tech savvy. Next one is data analytics and big data. Have you heard about this term, big data? Any idea? क्या सर एंजल की तरह कुछ भी बोले जा रहे हो. Right? Okay, data analytics सुना है? Have you heard data analytics? Any idea what is data analytics? Acha, I said like you all are on Instagram, right? You all are on Google, you all are on Facebook, right? Yes? Yes, yes? Yes, sir. बोला था इतना तो मुझे याद है. Right? So every time when we share some post, when we share some creative, when we write something on Instagram, where exactly it is going? How those big companies are functioning. I'm just trying to take you closer to the industry. Like Instagram, almost all of you are on Instagram. Right? Snapchat पे कौन-कौन है? Right? So जो भी आप फोटो शेयर कर रहे हो, कमेंट शेयर कर रहे हो, लाइक शेयर कर रहे हो, राइट? और जो एड पे क्लिक कर रहे हो वो कहाँ जा रही है और कैसे मैनेज हो रही है? अच्छा, Amazon पे कितने लोग शॉपिंग करते हैं? राइट? व्हेन यू बाय वन प्रोडक्ट इट विल स्टार्ट शोइंग यू सिमिलर प्रोडक्ट. ऐसा होता है? राइट? वो कैसे होता है? राइट? एनी आइडिया? So all these data, for example, like what's the total population of the world? 7.5 what?
Billion.
Huh?
Billion.
Billion, 7.5 billion approximate, right? So, how many in terms of crore? If you are Indian, 750 crore approx,
Yes.
right? 750 crores में से कितने लोग social media use कर रहे हैं? Approximate 150, 160, 170 crore, right? How many of you are on LinkedIn? LinkedIn पे हो? Okay, only few. So, like what all information we are sharing on social media, how they are managing? They are managing through this big data technology only. Right? This big data technology is helping understanding the YouTube, Amazon, Flipkart, Snapchat, Instagram in identifying your taste preference and then making you fool by showing all those ads which you are just searching for and the relevance to those only. Right? So that they are pushing you to buy the things probably which you don't need it. Right? So, but how? Because of they understand your psychology through the big data. They understand what is your taste, preference, geographical location, gender, and so on and so forth. And accordingly, they are making it as a marketing tool for using it to sell those products which probably don't need it. Right? So it's all coming through the big data. Right? Next one is being tech savvy. So have you heard about this term before? Tech savvy? नहीं. आज की डेट में से कोई भी business है या कोई भी job है, if you are not tech savvy, then you are not into the business. I'm telling you, right? Whether you are accounts guy, you are finance guy, you are sales guy, you are purchase guy, or anything. If you are not familiar with the technology and if you are not comfortable with the technology, then your future is in dilemma and then your future is absolutely in dark, right? I'm telling you. So in 1990, I know you all are like millennials. Like how many of you have like, I feel like most of you are born after 2000, right? Or anyone before 2000 like me? सब 2000 के बाद का ही birth है और उससे पहले के हैं. So you all are millennials, right? So if you see, when you grown up, when you born, before that, there was a big change, big shift when new computers came in 1980s, right? At that point of time, so there was a fear in the market, like हमारी jobs चली जाएंगी because now computer is doing everything, right? Same way now in future, artificial intelligence, robotic process solution, quantum technologies, machine learning, they are coming so fast, right? Computers को आने में तो 20 साल लग गए थे. But आज की डेट में हर साल में टेक्नोलॉजीज में इतना अपग्रेडेशन हो रहा है. If you are not tech savvy, then it's difficult for each one of us to survive in the career, whether we look for a job or we go for any business. So make sure you guys are tech savvy. Tech savvy is not the end user, right? For Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, all these things, we all are end user. That does not say like we are tech savvy. Right? Understanding the technology and using it for your job. Understanding the technology and using it for your business is the most important thing to be a tech savvy in the future. Right? That's the most important thing you need to learn from this session, how to be the tech savvy. Maybe after this session you can do more research on it and start working on it. If you are not tech savvy, then your future is in difficult, I'm telling you. Last one is adaptability. Right? So maybe like आपने घर में सुना होगा like जितने भी बूढ़े बुजुर्ग लोग होते हैं, हमारे ज़माने में ऐसा होता था, हमारे ज़माने में ऐसा होता था, बोलते हैं? Yes sir. दादाजी तो बोलते होंगे, दादी जी, नाना जी, नानी जी, ऐसे ही बोलते हैं ना, right? So वो अपने ज़माने से बाहर नहीं निकले हैं. उस समय क्या होता था, ज़माना 20 साल में, 25 साल में. If you see at early times, if you see in your mom times, dad times, or maybe elder brother or elder sister time. So that time like generation gap was in 20 or 25 years, right? So you might have heard about this term generation gap, right? Have you heard this term? Right? So like if you see like earlier the generation gap was between like father and son or maybe mother and daughter, like after 20 years, 25 years. But nowadays if you see a generation gap between the elder brother and younger sister, right? So now it's like 3 to 5 years only. Why? Because the dynamics are changing, environment is changing, industries is changing, technology is forcing you to change. right? So you need to be acceptable to those changes. Like I'm, you can say 1984 born, you know, like at least 16-year old product than you guys, right? So if you see how I can make myself comfortable working with each one of you, I need to accept the Gen Z. I need to accept the expectation of millennials, right? Same way when you go to the industry, you know, you may use lame, right? You may use a lot of abbreviations. You may use a lot of slangs, which probably generation like us, you know, dabba gol, kuch nahi pata, right? So same way you need to understand in which environment you are working, which culture you are working. You need to be more acceptable and adaptable to that culture, right? Especially if you are looking for an international culture, so you need to understand the culture of that respective country in which you are planning for either job or to do your own business, right? So these are few, you can say, tools, tips, which I say for each one of you to understand before looking at your career path for a long run, right? So far so good. Shall we move on to the next slide? बहुत ज़्यादा तो नहीं हो रहा है? So next one is required skill set. So like we discussed, most important thing for a leader of the future. So now, earlier we talk more about like domains, right? More about research required, more about the skill set required. Now, in future, you want to build yourself as a leader of the future. So how you can become a leader of the future? The 4 core things you need to keep in mind to be the leader of the future. One is technical efficiency. Whatever the domain you are working, whether it's in accounts, finance, audit, taxation, advisory, whatsoever it would be, make sure you are subject matter expert in that domain and understand the latest technologies. You know, now in accounting, finance, tax, audit, any such domains, there are huge amount of usage of robotic process solution. So have you heard about like contracts? Contract law पढ़ा किसी ने? क्या होता है contract? And sir, अभी तो exam नहीं था, आप क्यों पूछ रहे हो? Right? When it come to our mind a contract or an agreement, we thought like maybe 5-pager, some written document, 10-pager written document, 10-pager, right? Kind of things, right? That comes in our mind. So earlier or currently, what most of us are doing, we are reading those agreements and making synopsis of that agreement and accordingly identifying what are the accounting terms or what are the payment terms, accounts, amount and all those stuff, right? And accordingly we do usage in our finance, accounts and tax purpose. But nowadays the big companies, they are using robotic process solution. They are not involving human being to read the contracts, to draft the contracts, to draft the agreement. They are using bots. Right? So you need to be well versed with the bot to use those bots for the respective machine learnings, right? Same way for the accounting purpose. Have you heard about this term batch processing? Branch accounting सुना है? हाँ? नहीं सुना? अच्छा, batch processing क्या होता है? When अच्छा, how many of you go to the outlets, stores, Reebok, Nike, Adidas? जाते हैं आप लोग? शॉपर स्टॉप तो जाते ही होंगे, लाइफस्टाइल, राइट? सो व्हाट आर दोज आर आउटलेट्स, राइट? हाउ वी परचेज ओवर देयर? we buy the product and then swipe in the machine. That machine is called point of sale machine, POS machine, right? That machine is being integrated into the system and it automatically generates the invoice, right? Throughout the day, an outlet, whatever the invoice they are generating, how they are uploading into the company through a batch processing system. That is called batch processing, right? So these all are already being done through the machine learning. Now no human intervention at all is required, right? So you need to make sure you are technically capable of the respective domain in which you are working or in which you are building your career. Second and the most important thing, what most of the technical people actually lack is the people skill. And we are working with the human beings. We need to understand the human beings more closely, right? Most of the time, if you see the people who are smart in the class, they are not good friends, right? ऐसा होता है ना, जो बच्चा फर्स्ट आता है उसका कोई दोस्त नहीं होता, होता है? अच्छा, मुझे लगा मेरे साथ ही ऐसा होता था, तुम्हारे साथ भी होता है, वेरी गुड। ऐसा ही होता है, इंडस्ट्री में भी ऐसे होता है। जो लोग बहुत स्मार्ट होते हैं, टेक्निकली बहुत स्मार्ट होते हैं, दे ऑलवेज लैक इन द पीपल स्किल। दे डू नॉट हैव गुड फ्रेंड्स, राइट? दे डू नॉट हैव गुड टीममेट्स। टीममेट्स उनकी बुराई करते रहते हैं और वो टीममेट्स की बुराई करते रहते हैं, राइट? व्हाई? बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ पीपल स्किल्स, right? Being a leader of the future, you need to understand the human psychology, how it works, what people like. That's something you need to be take care, and what people don't like, that also you need to be take care to being the leader of the future. I'm telling you, right? So, basic fundamental. If I say the Ramban for this, treat the others the way you wants to get treated. I'm telling you. तुम खुद जैसा ट्रीट होना पसंद करते हो कि कोई तुम्हारे साथ कैसा ट्रीट करे, स्टार्ट ट्रीटिंग अदर्स द सेम वे। आई एम टेलिंग यू, दैट्स अ बेसिक फंडामेंटल। अगर ये तुमने अपने ब्लड में डाल लिया ना, अपने डीएनए में डाल लिया, तो पीपल स्किल ऑटोमेटिकली डेवलप होनी शुरू हो जाएंगी, राइट? उसके लिए कोई अलग से कोर्स करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट क्या होता है, लाइक हमें कभी सिखाया ही नहीं जाता। टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, नो वन इन आवर स्कूल, कॉलेज और इवन लाइक घर में भी नहीं सिखाया जाता हाउ टू मैनेज विद द टीम, right? In future, when you have like team members of 100, 200, 500, how will you manage? Office में भी नहीं सिखाया जाता। Like most of the classes, अभी तो तुम स्कूल में हो, क्लासेस में हो, but when you get into the industry, you will see हर कोई एक दूसरे की बैक बाइटिंग कर रहा है, right? ऐसे ही होता है। स्कूल में भी करते हो क्या? नहीं करते ठीक है, बट आगे जाके ये सब चीजें मिलेंगी। बट रीजन बीइंग इज वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द psychology of the human being, how the people like to get treated. So basic fundamental is treat the others the way you wants to get treated. If you keep this basic principle always in back of your mind, so you will not go wrong, at least principally, right? गलती तो इंसान से होती है, but here is something you need to consciously make an effort to develop your people skill if you really wants to be a good leader. So there are two kind of leader in the world. One is leader by designation and the second is leader by people. Whosoever has made the difference on the earth is being the people by leader by the people, not leader by the designation. Leader by designation जो होता है उसके पीछे कोई नहीं खड़ा होता, but जो leader by people होता है उसके पीछे हर कोई खड़ा होता है, right? I'm telling you, this is skill set. If you genuinely wants to be the leader of the future, you need to start working from day one. Next thing is the client leadership. And now if you wants to do the business, then probably वो बोलते थे ना, ग्राहक ही भगवान है। सुना है? किसी की दुकान पे लिखा है किसी की दुकान? ये सब बिजनेसमैन या जॉब्स वाले हैं। Anyone of you have shop or any of your family member have shop? लिखा होता है ग्राहक ही भगवान है या नहीं लिखा? लिखा हुआ है ना, राइट? तो देवता, मैडम कह रही है मेरी दुकान पे लिखा है भगवान है, भगवान नहीं देवता लिखा है, राइट? तो वो सही लिखा है, बट उसको हम अप्लाई नहीं करते। आई एम टेलिंग यू, इफ यू फोकस योर बिजनेस ऑन टू थिंग्स, योर पीपल एंड योर क्लाइंट, if these two are your centric of the business, then your business will always grow. जहाँ पे ये client और ये people छूट गया ना, तो समझ ले वहाँ से तुम्हारा business जो है वो down होना शुरू हो जाएगा. But if you are in a job, then who is your client? Right? हमें लगता है कि client is always in business, but not at all. Client is in your job as well. So who are the stakeholder with whom you are working? They are your client. Right? If you are working in a company and you are serving to the outside people, those are your client. Or your boss is your client, your team member is your client, right? For the assignment has given to you is being also your client, right? Treat those things as a client, then you will give more than your normal efficiency, right? Try to push yourself at least to 60 to 70% of your capability. The reason why we actually fail, we don't give much push to our brain. You know, most of the brains of a human being is unused. You know, like it's been already proven theory. During a lifespan of an individual, we use 5 to 8% of our brain. The people who have actually used more than 10% of their brain are being the 5% of the premium people on the earth. So you just need to push yourself to use your brain as wise as possible. And the most important thing, last one, is the operational efficiency. So anything you do, like what is most important over here, how effectively and how efficiently you are managing it. Whether it's like if you're in job, like time management is very important thing, right? So if some assignment has been given to you, that assignment might have certain time allocated to it, right? How effectively and efficiently within that time you are managing it, so that's called operational efficiency at the job level. But when it comes to business, right? In business, there are a lot of things like administrations, payroll management, right? So your time management, your team management, those all things will be taken care by the operational efficiency. If you really want to be the leader of the future, make sure these 4 skill sets you have to start developing from when? Today itself, right? So next thing is, yeah. So far we have discussed the domains available for the BBA student, right? After the qualification of BBA, in which all domains you can work. So in here, we'll be discussing the skill set or the small certification which you can look for alongside with your BBA, or maybe after the BBA, to get more understanding on those domains and to get better pay as well as better opportunities in those domains which you have identified. So one by one, I'll quickly walk you through with these certain good courses or certification which you can think of doing alongside with your BBA or maybe after the BBA. First one is CPA, US CPA. Like how in India we have Chartered Accountant course, right? Same way in US it is called Certified Public Accountant course. This is a post-graduation course. So after the BBA you can think of doing CPA. It has only 4 exams and you can pass all the 4 exams easily in 12 months. And it will give you easily a good opportunity in a range of 10 to 12 lakh rupees just after completing 1 year after your graduation and completing the CPA. Next one is CMA. This course, this is like how in India we have ICWA program, right? Have you heard about CMA India or ICWA? No? Yes? Yes? No? No? So CMA is a Certified Management Accountant course. Like how in India we have a body called ICWA, same way internationally the body is IMA, International Management Accountant, right? So they have like independent bodies in 10 countries including India, US, Canada, Mexico, Australia, Scotland, Ireland, Middle East and Hong Kong. Right, so if you do the CMA, so you'll be considered as a CMA in all these 10 countries. That means buy one, get 9 completely free. Right, so in this course also have only 2 exams which can easily be complete in 6 to 9 months. So this is something you can do alongside with your BBA program. So it's more of Certified Management Accountant. If you want to build your career in management accounting, cost accounting, data analytics, data science, internal controls, so this is really a good one course which you can think, you can do this course alongside with your graduation. Next one is Enrolled Agent. This is a US taxation professional course. So this is being conducted by the US Income Tax Department, that is called IRS, Internal Revenue Service Department of USA, right? So they give the certification as an enrolled agent. By completing this course, you can file income tax return of the US individual, US businesses, US companies, as well as you can present the case in front of IRS, which is Internal Revenue Service Department of USA, for any litigation or penalty, claims, assessment, any such thing, right? This course you can easily do along with your BBA, and this is just a 6-month course and has only 1 exam, right? And next one is CIA. This is Certified Internal Audit Program. So if you want to build your career in internal audit, internal control, compliance, ethics, such domain, then I think CIA is a perfect one for your choice. And this can also be done easily alongside with your graduation in just 6 months, and it has only 1 exam. The next one is CISA. If you are being interested in, you can say, IT domain, so if you want to be like IT auditor, right? If you want to be in the data security, or if you want to be in the data laws, privacy law, which is like booming market in India as well as globally, then CISA is a good course, but this is a post-graduation course. This you can think of after completing your BBA. Next one is data analytics. So this is, I will highly recommend to each one of you to mandatory do. You know, there are so many companies who are teaching the data analytics course, whether it's like Upgrad, whether it's like Coursera, whether it's like Unacademy. There are many companies, or even though like Google has. Google also teach like data analytics tools. So you can purchase. Some of them are completely free of cost available. You know, it's not required to pay for this course. So there are some companies or which give, like you can say, free of cost data analytics course. You can do the research after this session, and this is something I would highly recommend to each one of you to do this course. Whether do from Google as a completely free of cost, and it will add. LinkedIn also provide data analytics course, I'm telling you. So these all are completely free cost, and each one of you must do this course, because future of finance is totally dependent on data analytics now. And in future also, if you don't know data analytics, then you know it's difficult for you to survive in the market, right? Next one is diploma in IFRS. This is also you can easily complete in 3 to 6 months. If you want to build your career in international financial reporting standard, like how we have Indian accounting standard, there are similarly international financial reporting standard. And if you want to build your career in like finance or accounts domain, then I think IFRS diploma is a really good one. And this is also kind of, you can say, you can start in third year of your BBA, but you can sit for the exam after your completion of the BBA. And this can easily be complete in 3 to 6 months, and it has only one exam. Next one is FRM. So if you are being interested in a banking or insurance company or investment company, wealth management company, asset management company, then FRM is really a good course. This is called Financial Risk Management course. And this course also you can do alongside with your graduation, right? It's not required to be after the graduation, and it has only one exam which you can easily complete in 3 to 6 months. The next one is, if you are being interested in, you can say, working on SAP, Oracle, ERP, so there are many certifications available from the SAP in itself, Oracle in itself, ERP as well. And there are many colleges or you can say private institute from where you can do like part-time this certification. And these are really good and which are very high in demand in the market, because SAP consultant, ERP consultant is really hard to find. Last one is emerging technology, which is called blockchain. So if you are a finance student, if you are a BBA student, so I would highly recommend at least to do data analytics and a blockchain certification. So blockchain is something, is the future of accounting domain as well as future of, you can say, supply chain management. That is something you can easily crack in 3 to 6 months, and it has only one exam. So you can look at any such courses in the domain you want to work. So I would highly recommend at least to complete the data analytics. That's completely free of cost, available from many possible, or you can say many, you can say private website like LinkedIn, Google's, Coursera, Udemy, Unacademy, and many such places where you can find this course free of cost available. And if you want to build your expertise alongside with BBA, then I will highly recommend to look at CMA and Enroll Agent and FRM program. So these will be really giving you good edge over the other students or maybe the students of other university in the when you look for the job opportunity, right? Any doubt? Anything need more clarification here? So far so good? Okay. So these are the companies which hire the individuals with all such certification, whether you do CPA, CMA, Enroll Agent, Data Analytics, Blockchain, CIA, CISA, or IFRS Diploma. So these are the company in which we also help you providing the opportunity if you do such certification alongside with your BBA. And then last one is the tools, tips and resources for each one of you. Please open up your notebook. I'm sure these are like really helpful tool for each one of you. So if you are looking for internship alongside with your BBA, then I would highly recommend to go through AIESESmembership.com. So this is really good website which help you for national as well as international internship, and you will get the sponsorship for the international internship in this website. Second one is internshala.com. So alongside with BBA, I'm sure you might be required to do certain projects and certain internship. So if, this internshala.com is also a really good one which you can think of. The next one is letsintern.com. So these three will be very helpful website alongside with your BBA to help you getting some freelancing project as well as to do internship alongside with your BBA, right? So you can do part-time internship, you can do full-time internship, or you can do the internship as an assignment of the BBA from any of these three websites, right? After completion of the website, if you are looking for a job, then I think Naukri.com, timesjob.com, monster.com, Shine, Indeed, Freshword, ZipperCulture, Career Builder, Hiree, and Simply Hire. So these are the good websites where you can build your profile and submit your resume, and you will get the good opportunities. And if you are looking for international jobs, right? If you are looking for international jobs, then Glassdoor is the wonderful website, glassdoor.com. So this is a wonderful website if you are looking for international jobs. And then LinkedIn, Go Abroad, Easy Expat, Go Overseas, Idealist, Payscale, Craigslist, Dice, and CareerJet. So these are really good websites. You can note it down if you are looking for international job opportunities. And other than that, you can continue connecting with your college alumni. You can connecting with publishing of the research or the niche group in the social media profile to build your career, right? And in addition to that, if you want to do the businesses, so then these are certain, you can say, initiatives of the government of India which are being available free of cost to each one of us. So you can looking at their website like Invest India, Startup India, Agni, Adal Incubation Center, Adal Innovation Mission. And then if you are planning to do the business in the respective domain, then it's always good to associate with the Chamber of Commerce, whether it's like Indian Chamber of Commerce or International Chamber of Commerce. Some of the good names are over here. You can note it down. Right? So this is it from my side. Thanks to each one of you for patiently listening.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session, or should I say the mesmerizing session. I'm pretty much sure that everyone here enjoyed the session a lot. Now I would like to call Vibha ma'am to honor our chief guest with a Tulsi plant.
My heartiest thanks to Mr. Kamal Chhabra ji, who took lot of pain in explaining what you should do in future and what skills are required. In this 1 hour session, he has covered each and everything from beginning to end, how to make your career, what skills are required and from which path you have to go. We really thank such type of stakeholders who take pain in developing and acknowledging my students. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And he has covered a long distance. He has come from Gurgaon. Really, it's a matter of thanks to thank you from the side of my students and from my whole organization. Thank you, students. Thank you to the organizing team. Thank you to media who covered the whole session. Sir, this will be, your lecture will be linked on YouTube also. You yourself can listen that, and even my students can. One suggestion and one more request. The slides are not visible to us being sitting on the first row due to the color combination. Mike is also saying that it's a lunch time, kindly free us. Thank you so much. Students, you can go for lunch. And if anybody wants to do any such type of course in future, you have pamphlets with you, you can contact on the contact number or you can approach us also. Thank you.